This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, all my feline friends. This is Michelle Fern, host of Cattitude. Welcome, everyone. We have a great show coming up. We're going to speak to an author. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. CATTREETRAY.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I would like to introduce Shawn Flynn. He is the author of The Kitty Who Rescued Me After I Rescued Him. Welcome, Shawn.
Hey, Michelle. Thanks for having me on your program today.
Well, I'm excited for you to be here. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your book?
Sure. It's a real good story. It's a story about me and my cats, focusing primarily on the first cat I rescued, the positive impact he had on me, and how having him in my life actually helped me through a difficult time. It's a real good story. We've been getting great feedback about it, and I'm really glad I had the opportunity to put my thoughts into a book.
It's a very endearing story. It's short and it's sweet, and it's just, I think it echoes what a lot of us feel when we rescue cats, except you were brave enough to put it into words and, put your emotions and feelings out there. Cattitude has a lot of fans, and a lot of them rescue cats. Let's talk about your background. You weren't into cats from childhood or anything, right?
Well, we had dogs, family dogs as pets when I was a kid growing up with my family. And my sister brought home a cat when I was a teenager, when I was 18 or 19 years old. But I really didn't have a lot of contact with cats. I certainly like all animals, and I've had friends that had cats, and, I've always been, fond of cats, but I just never had the opportunity to have any in my life like I did when I moved to the house that I currently live in, and I met Kitty. Rescuing him led me to rescue several other cats as well. He really helped me to, develop kind of a soft spot in my heart for abandoned and stray cats.
They tend to do that, huh? And they're like, as one of our show hosts say, they're like potato chips. You can't stop at one. They just keep going and going. In your book, you say that Kitty, who's the name of the cat that you rescued you. What was going on that he rescued you from?
Well, I was going through, or after I met him, I had some difficulties in my life, some challenges in my life, and having him helped me to, kind of focus on taking care of him and taking my mind off some of my personal problems and helping me to develop a relationship that didn't have anything to do with me. I mean, I was taking care of him. I was helping him. I took him to the groomers. I took him to the vet. I got him his shots. I, was taking care of him, and it was kind of like one of those unselfish things. I wasn't doing it. I mean, eventually I ended up getting something out of it. I got a lot out of it. In fact, he changed my life. But, initially, I was just doing it because I wanted to help him out. He needed a home. As you read in the book, when I moved to the house that I currently live in, I actually backtracked 2 months before I even decided to move into this house. I was walking through the backyard with the realtor, just trying to get a feel for the property, and I saw this big bushy orange cat, and he was real friendly. He came over and rubbed up against my leg, and I just thought he was a neighbor's cat. I didn't think much of it. And I ended up moving into that house 2 months later. I moved in on a Saturday morning, and I got home from work that Monday night. And that same stray orange cat was sitting on the front porch like he was waiting for me to get home. And he was just a real friendly cat, and then we started hanging out together, and he would sometimes try to even get in the house. I started feeding him on the back porch, and I had a bowl of water for him on the back porch. And I would hang out with him probably, just about every night when I got home from work. I'd go out on the back porch to kind of relax after I got home from work, and he would be hanging out there, and sometimes he would come over and sit on my lap, and or on the weekends I'd be doing yard work in the backyard, and he would just sit in the grass and lay there and watch me, and he was real friendly. And, he ended up stealing my heart, for lack of a better term. But, he changed my life. And as you said, you can't have just more than just one. I ended up rescuing several others after, I rescued Kitty, because he helped me to develop a real soft spot in my heart for cats.
Do you think the title kind of says it all, The Kitty Who Rescued Me After I Rescued Him? So we're not going to give any specifics away, but it's a great title. And in writing it, do you think part of you was trying to maybe inspire others to open their hearts to animals and especially rescues?
Well, it's interesting you ask me that, Michelle, because I originally didn't write it for anyone but myself. I just had such a spiritual experience with Kitty and my other cats, and I wanted to, record those feelings and the emotional impact that Kitty had on me. I wanted to, document my feelings and experiences, and I originally wrote my initial manuscript for no one but myself, and I shared it with some of my friends and family members, and they were really touched by the story. And they were the ones who encouraged me to see if I could make a book out of it. So, I decided to, after thinking about it for a while and having some other things going on in my life, I decided that, I was going to go ahead and pursue that and see if I could publish it and, clean it up, publish it, and make a book out of it. And that's what I did. And, we've been getting some real good feedbacks. But, and initially I just wrote the story for myself. Now, I certainly know what you mean, that it can help to inspire people to get involved in cat rescue. I mean, it actually helped me to inspire me to get involved in cat rescue. I volunteer with the local cat rescue organization here in my hometown, the Enfield Community Cat Project, and we do a lot of good for the cats in the community by, helping to TNR are the feral cats. We're rescuing the stray cats. Also, the kittens. This is actually kitten season, as I know you're aware. All the kittens are born in late spring and the summer months, and so we trap the kittens, and we get them into foster care. We get them veterinary access, and we get them adopted out to loving homes. So, that's always a good thing. But I initially didn't write the book with that in mind, but I definitely think it can, help to inspire people to get involved in cat rescue.
Well, I think that's always a great thing because there's so many cats out there to rescue. Unlike dogs, there's a lot of indoor-outdoor cats and that people own, and not all of these indoor-outdoor cats are fixed. And a lot of people just abandon cats because they can live I think they're more likely to live out in the wild than dogs are for some reason. They're just more, maybe it's their hunter instinct or something, but they're more okay versus dogs. I don't know why that is.
Well, cats are very adaptable, and certainly their hunting instinct, as you suggested. I mean, they can live off birds and mice and moles and other small animals. And, a dog might find that more difficult.
Definitely. And here, lizards, they're unfortunately, they hunt their prey. So that's, even when they're fed, they tend to do that. What kind of cat was Kitty?
The breed, he was a Maine Coon. He's a Maine Coon, although I think he might be a mix.
We have on my rescue team, we actually had, this is an interesting parallel. Dennis came to my home and just wandered in one day, and it turned out he's a Maine Coon mix. And I've heard people say they're the dog of cats because they're very friendly and they're not very cat-like. As I don't know how else to put that. And now that we've rescued a couple of others, I see the difference. I don't think he's ever hissed. He doesn't scratch, none of that. He comes when he's called. It's just bizarre. And the other feline members of my crew are more like cats, but he's more like the dogs.
I definitely see that in Maine Coons. Absolutely, yeah. They're like dogs. They come when you call them. Although I have to say I have other cats that come when they're called, too. Not always the first or second time you call them, but eventually if you keep calling them.
Yeah, there's something about them, though. Now, where can people that are interested, where can they find your book?
Oh, sure. Well, the book is available from all the usual distribution channels. Wholesale channels include Ingram Wholesalers, and that's where bookstores and other retailers can get it from. It's fully discounted and returnable. It's also available through the usual retail channels that include, Amazon.com. People can get it as either a paper book or a Kindle download, and it's also available from BarnesandNoble.com and, as a paper book or a Nook download. And libraries and schools can get the ebook from Overdrive, and it's also available from Smashwords and Kobo. And many independent bookstores have access to it as well. Internationally, it's available from all the big bookstores worldwide, such as Indigo in Canada, Foyles and BookDepository.com in the UK, BOL.com in Belgium and the Netherlands. People who live in Australia can get it from Booktopia and Fish Pond, and it's available from Fairmondo in Germany. So it's basically available worldwide.
That's wonderful. Now, do you have plans for another book?
I absolutely do. I'm working on one. Well, not as we speak, but I am in the process of working on another one.
Any hints for us?
Any hints? Well, I have tons of great stories about my cats, and my next book is going to be about Gurleen. And for all my friends who know about Gurleen, she was the one who was born in my garage 8 years ago when a feral cat snuck in and had 3 kittens. And she's the surviving kitten, and I've known her since she was a day old.
So when can we start looking for it? When do you expect it to be out and published?
I'm hoping to have something early next year, like maybe first quarter, possibly second quarter.
Okay, wonderful. We don't want to give away too much of your story, so I don't want to ask too much, but is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Sure, yeah, that would be great, Michelle. As I mentioned, we've been getting great feedback about the book. It was actually selected as an award-winning finalist in the 2017 International Book Awards, something we're real pleased with, certainly proud of. It also received a Reader's Favorite 5-star review, and just this month, Midwest Book Review came out with a very favorable review of the kitty, and I quote, "One of those unique and compelling stories that will linger in the mind and memory long after the book itself has been finished and set back upon the shelf. The kitty who rescued me after I rescued him is unreservedly recommended for community library collections." So that's certainly a real favorable recommendation, favorable quote, and we're certainly pleased with that, and we're continuing to work to get the word out. And I've been going to a lot of various events here in my home state, but also I live in Connecticut and also in some neighboring states such as Massachusetts. And actually just last month, I went to the 81st Annual Garden State Cat Show and Expo in Edison, New Jersey. It was a 2-day cat show event, and they had about 5,000 visitors come through the doors. And I actually spoke at that event. So, that was real exciting. Met a ton of people down there. Helped to get a lot of exposure among cat groups, cat people. Just a week or so ago, we actually were at a cat show, a Tika cat show in Cromwell, Connecticut, and met a ton of people there, too. I've actually been receiving invites to go to other cat shows. I'm scheduled to speak at the New England Meow Outfit Cat Club Cat Show at the Sturbridge Host Hotel in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. So we're real excited about that. Looking forward to meeting a lot of cat people that I've already met and, meeting new cat people as well. So just working hard, getting the word out, and that's pretty much what we've been up to. Oh, we've also actually started to do events at Barnes & Noble. We recently did an author event at the Barnes & Noble in West Hartford, Connecticut, and we have one coming up on Friday, August 25th at 7 p.m. at the Barnes & Noble in Enfield, Connecticut. And we also have one coming up in mid-September. It's Saturday, September 16th, and that's at the Barnes & Noble in Waterbury, Connecticut. So we're pretty excited about going to the Barnes & Noble bookstores and meeting people there. And things are going real well for us at the moment, and we're continuing to work hard to get the word out about the kitty.
Well, wonderful. Do you have a website where people can find out more information?
Well, I haven't established a website yet, but I am very active on Facebook. As of today, I have like 2,300 Facebook friends, and I'm certainly welcoming people on Facebook every day. And if they'd like to reach out to me on Facebook, they can reach me at Shawn Flynn, ShawnFlynn. I actually have two Facebook pages, or ShawnFlynn.author. That's ShawnFlynn.author. And I look at both Facebook pages daily, and I try to be pretty responsive to messages and emails, and so people can reach out to me there. If people want to send me an email personally, too, they can send that to ShawnPFlynn@yahoo.com. That's ShawnP as in Patrick, FLYNN @yahoo.com.
All right, well, wonderful. It sounds like things are going very well. Congratulations. It's so very exciting. And
thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much for being on Cattitude.
Well, thanks, Michelle, for having me on Cattitude. I certainly enjoyed talking with you today.
What a great show. It's been wonderful talking to Shawn Flynn about his book. I'd like to thank my crew, Dennis, Charlotte, and Molly. Those are my rescued cats that some days rescue me. Thanks to my great Cattitude audience for listening. I so appreciate you. And thanks to my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guest sound fabulous. Stay tuned. We have so many more great shows coming up on Cattitude.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.